Okay, another feature of dplyr that I want to cover is dealing with joins and joining two tables or tibbles together. And so we have the join operations. If you've ever done join operations in SQL, this will be very familiar. If you've never done a join operation in SQL, then hopefully this will serve as a good introduction to doing joins. So dplyr comes with these two table verbs that allow you to kind of combine the tables. These joins add new variables from one table from matching rows in another table. Okay, you can read more at this link here. You have filtering joins, filter observations from one table based on whether or not they match an observation in the other, and then set operations basically combine the observations in the data sets as if they were set operations. So this is just a lot of text. Let's just do a simple example. So here I have two tables. I have the people table and the states table, or I guess these are tibbles. Okay, in people I have Adam, Betty, Carl, and Doug, 4 rows, and their states: California, California, New York, Texas. Okay, or CA, CA, NY, TX. Then I have another tibble of abbreviations: CA, NY, WA, and these correspond to the state names: California, New York, Washington. So if I do a left join, the left join takes all of the values in the left table, adds values from the right table that match by matching values. I'm sorry. It takes all of the matching values in the right-hand table. So I'm going to take people. This will be the left-hand table because it comes before the join. So I'm going to left join, which means keep all of the values in the left table, the people table: Adam, Betty, Carl, and Doug, and then find matches. So we're going to say match by taking the column state in the people table, okay, which has CA, CA, NY, TX, and find matches with the abbreviation in the states table and match the state name to, or state to abbreviation. So we're going to say match state to abbreviation and give me the columns that match. So here it finds CA, okay, and it says, okay, CA gives me California. CA gives me California, NY gives me New York. It looks for TX. TX, for whatever reason, doesn't exist in the states table with the abbreviation. No abbreviation for TX here, so it gives me an NA. The right join is kind of the opposite. We do people, right join to states, and so here it gives me all of the entries in the right side table, which is states, because it's coming. The first table is the left table, the right table, this next table over here is the right side table. And so here it's going to take all of the entries in the state table, which has California, New York, Washington, okay, and it gives us entries that match in the left table. So CA has a match with Adam and a match with Betty, because Adam and Betty have CA. New York has a match with Carl. Washington has no match. And so it appears, okay, the right join gives us all of the entries in the right table, but we're going to get an NA over here. And because Doug came from Texas, TX, and there was no entry in the right side table here, the states table, that they are not included. Okay, inner join is like the intersection, so only if it finds a match. So we only get Adam, Betty, and Carl, because the only entries that match are CA and NY, and we'll get California and New York. Okay, and then full join is like the union. Okay, so here we get Adam, Betty, and Carl, CA and NY. Doug comes from TX, and we couldn't find a matching state name, so we get an NA. Washington and WA, we couldn't find any person in the people table with a match, so we just get an NA there. So that's the full join. All right, so this is kind of how you join them. You specify how the columns get matched up using the by operator. You put in basically a vector where you say this, the left table column name matches the right table column name there. Okay. So yeah, this is how we've done it. By is equal to do this. If you don't specify anything, okay, then dplyr will just kind of use all of the variables that happen to have the same name in both tables. Okay. If some of the tables have the same name, so like if you have a state column over here and a state column over there, you can just do by equals state, and it will just kind of match the column that has matching names there. Okay, so that's just a quick introduction. Certainly you can read more in the documentation on how to do joins, but it is a handy thing, and if you have fairly clean data, it's easy to do joins. If you don't have clean data, then joins can be one of the most frustrating things, because in order to find matches, you kind of need to make sure all of the entries, if you have a column over here and a column over here and you want to match them, you have to kind of make sure they all kind of match. So, sometimes a very frustrating thing that could happen is, you have names and they're like first and last names joined together. It'll be like last comma first, and that's the text string. And then you might have another table where the column is last name, and then you have a column first name. And then trying to match that can become very frustrating, because then you'd have to probably do some text processing to split the name column from last comma first into a column of last names and a column of first names. And then you can have a column of last name, column of first name, but then maybe people spell their first name a little bit differently. Like in one thing they put in Jonathan, and then in the other table they put in John, or some kind of entry like that where you don't have perfect matches. And in that case, it's really frustrating, because it's almost impossible to get all of your data to match up, because it requires some kind of manual cleaning up and manually processing there. But if you do have clean data, so if you have in a SQL database, generally the keys and whatnot with tables are done properly, then doing joins will be a smooth operation. So joins and your success with them will be highly dependent on how clean your data are. Okay, but if you have to do it, good luck.